fantastic.
Thank you.
Wasn't that an amazing entrance, y'all? Come on. Give it up for the entrance. So, ladies, I want to ask you, how are you, first of all?
I'm great.
Y'all are great?
Phenomenal.
You're
Yes.
great. So before we get started, I want to give the ladies a chance to introduce themselves. And I see we have some familiar faces. So I'm going to start here to the left with our girl, Koiya.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Koiya. I'm an on-air radio and TV personality here in Orlando. I am also the chairperson of an organization called Sisters Organizing to Survive. We basically just help Black women in the fight against HIV and AIDS. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Great to have you here. Thank you. And next.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Shanika. I'm a holistic esthetician based out of New York and New Jersey. And I'm here to take care of all of your skincare needs and your hair care needs. Okay?
Ooh, we
are not
love that.
limited.
We love that. She is confident about that thing, too. I love it. And next.
Hi guys, my name is Katie Bennett. I'm a best-selling author. I own a publishing company, and I'm also an advocate for domestic violence survivors.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much again for joining us. Y'all, talk to me right here. We have a lot to dive into. Let's get into these topics. So we're going to talk about twerking.
Oh, okay.
Well, that escalated.
That's a big
That's a real topic.
Well, what I mean is, what I mean is a Mike Todd Easter service went into what some think is the opposite direction of holy. So, ladies, check out this video.
Oh.
Check this out.
Look back, Katie. What is she doing? Friends, I don't have a fatty. Girl, we keep telling you it's okay. Your little booty matter too, friend. Y'all know they don't be discriminating.
Talk to me, ladies. This is Easter service.
Speech.
What you,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, in my personal
Should your
opinion,
fatty matter
Right.
in church?
I mean, it depends on who we talking
Right.
about. In my opinion, I'm just pretty much really old school when it comes to like my sermons and
Yes.
church. I just want the basics. I personally don't care for all of that right there.
Yeah.
I do understand that it may be a need to want to connect with the younger audience or a different, demographic or whatever, but I just don't think that was the way to do it, in my opinion. I don't know.
No, and I want to piggyback off of that because I feel like there are boundaries, right, that we need to be mindful of, especially when we're talking about as far as believers. And,
Yes.
there are fine lines that we should not be so open to crossing.
Come on,
I know that
not.
we want to reach, like you said, a younger generation, but there are a lot more creative ways to do those things. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Within the word.
Yes,
Right.
within the
Come
word.
on.
Yeah, and you know what? I like Mike Todd, and so it's just one of those things where from following him and the things he's preached, like he knows the importance of not seeing certain images and putting certain images out. So I don't think that was the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of that service, all the prayer cloths would have been dirty.
Listen, everywhere.
Whole church on fire.
Listen, I come from a Pentecostal. It's like you ain't doing none of that in the church. So,
absolutely not.
woo, Lord, I don't know about this new thing, but they say he is the same today as he was yesterday.
Yes,
Come
yes,
on.
amen.
So I don't know how we serving him different.
Yes.
But that's another segment. Listen. So listen, how do you define and prioritize your values in life, and how have they influenced your decisions and actions? How do you prioritize?
So I love this new version of me because I feel like I'm in like a rediscovering phase of who I am.
I love it.
There was a version of me who was like a people pleaser, who like overly gave to people. And this version of me is very selfish, and I love it.
Wow.
So I say that to say
Nothing wrong with that.
it's very easy to prioritize things that are important and things that you need when you do focus on self. So this space has allowed me to prioritize in a way because I am so into me more than I am to other people. So it comes authentically because I'm staying true to who I authentically am.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Beautiful.
And people may call that selfish. Let's talk about being selfish. selfish, we're going to go into this next question. How do you navigate the balance between self-care and selflessness? And what practices have you found helpful in maintaining your mental and emotional well-being? Katie?
I think journaling, you know, writing it down, making it plain, and just knowing what knowing what you have to do and just keeping that focus definitely helps.
The journaling is everything.
It just gets everything organized. It gets all of those thoughts and ideas that aren't yours out, you know, and then you can hear yourself more clearly.
Wow, that's so true.
Yeah.
Koiya?
I've been doing a lot of things like painting lately.
I see you on social media just painting it up.
If you follow me on social media, I'm really just looking for natural, organic ways to just get like a higher level of dopamine and serotonin. So what are the things like within our reach that we can naturally do that gives us that, right? So I'm like on a quest of exploring that. So my self-care may look different than it did 3 years ago because I'm in the rediscovering phase, right? So it looks like painting. It looks like going to a solo date in the park by myself and journaling. It looks differently, right? But I find that staying, again, authentically true to who I am is going to make prioritizing those self-care moments like that very easy.
Wow. That's good stuff, Koiya. That's good stuff. I see you as a different person in just the last year, the way that you're evolving and becoming, and it's beautiful to watch.
Thank you.
And you can be selfish for that. All right, be selfish for that reason. So, Shanika, how have you learned to cope with failure and setbacks, and what role have they played in shaping your character and your resilience?
For me, when I look at failures that I've overcome, is understanding that that's a part of the journey.
Yes.
Because without failure, I think you don't really appreciate, you know, the blessings that come.
Amen.
So I've really gotten to a place where it's like, okay, that didn't work out the way that I planned or the way that I hoped to. And then I'm the type that I'll go back to the drawing board because I don't believe that it won't work. And then I also pray and ask God to show me the way, you know, because His ways are higher, right? We focus on, okay, it should be this way. I want it done like this.
Yes.
But when we focus on God's way and we allow Him to guide us, then that's when we really can move forward. So just going back, you know, taking a second and saying it's okay, and then just, you know, trusting God and moving forward.
Discernment.
Discernment. Very big on discernment.
Everybody say discernment.
Discernment.
Discernment. My goodness.
Yes.
What about you, Katie? How have you been able to cope with any failures or setbacks, and what roles have they played in shaping your character and resilience?
So we talked about it the last time I was here. Just for me, I feel like failure is just it's necessary.
It is.
And so for me, I set a threshold. So I'm allowed 5 failures a day before I can let that impact or change how I feel or allowed to complain. So today I've only had 1. You know,
so you got 4 left.
Right, exactly. So it's like that first one happens and you're like, okay, that's whatever, you know, and then you just bounce back. And then after you hit that 5 threshold, then you know, can complain or reach out to your support group. But you know, I leave myself that threshold because the goal is to fail. That's the only way to learn.
The goal is to fail because that's the only way to learn. We're going to take a short break. We're having a fantastic discussion that we need to continue. This next question is, how do y'all approach relationships and intimacy, and what qualities do you value most in a partner or a friend? Partner or a friend?
Wow.
Why don't we start with Koiya?
I value the areas where I'm weak. So I oftentimes, I figured this out about my best friend and I didn't know. I was like, how does little Moroccan girl end up being my best friend? Like, how you made your
Why do I like you? Right.
Right? And one day we had a discussion and she saw something in me where she was weak and I was strong, and I saw something in her where I was weak and she was strong. And that was the connection.
Wow.
So I've learned too, to go into every relationship that way, because then there's a give and take.
Yes.
If I don't need you for anything, I'm probably not gonna want to stay around, and vice versa. But yeah, I think for me, just finding areas that I'm weak in other people that can strengthen and help me just be better in those areas.
You better come on with the deepness. That's deep. That's good stuff. I'm just going to keep saying that's good stuff because that'll preach. You've been preaching all day. Come on, ladies.
good.
What's up, Shanika?
For me, integrity and grace.
Yes. Ooh.
Integrity means so much, especially in today's time.
Could you say that again?
Yeah, it means so much in today's time, you know. And I feel like, you know, we're living in a time where people are trying to take so much from you. They're being dishonest, you know. They want to deplete you.
Yes.
So someone that really, you know, values who you are and just using that way to like move forward. But the grace part of it is knowing that you won't always get it right. You know, we mess up. You know, we say things and do things that we don't, you know, want to do necessarily all the time. But I think extending that grace, just as God extends His grace to us, we have to keep that in mind when things are done, because it's gonna happen.
It's so true.
It's gonna happen.
Ooh, that's amazing. Y'all better come on. All I gotta do today is say amen. I ain't gotta add nothing. Go ahead, talk to me.
I think for me, it's intentionality and vulnerability. Because I'm in my healing girl era right now, you know, and it's like you were saying, I used to be a people pleaser and I would lose myself in relationships. And I have fallen in love with me to a point where I can't let anybody else play with me anymore.
I love that.
So I need to know
Fall
what
so
those
deeply
intentions
in
are.
love with yourself that nobody else can play with you.
Exactly.
Yes. Period. I love that. All right. So, how do you see your own identity evolving over time, and how do you stay true to your core values and beliefs while also embracing the change and growth? Oh, come on, we digging real deep.
Okay, you going
Come
deep
on,
today.
Shanika, let's go. Yeah.
With that again. Okay, that was a
So
loaded
the question is, we're going to go back. The question is, how do you see your own identity evolving over time, and how do you stay true to your core values and beliefs while also embracing change and growth?
My faith is what is my foundation. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me moving in the direction that I want to go. But man, I feel like it's building who I am. Like it's giving me so much courage to just to remain steadfast in moments where it gets really hard. Wow. When you can't see what's next and you don't know what it looks like, just being able to stay planted and allowing my faith to really say, okay, I trust you.
And that's what faith is.
Yeah, that's fully trusting God with your life and what it is that He's called you to do with your life.
Yes.
And I'm kind of in that season right now, so you know, it's really building me up into the woman that I know that God has called me to be. And there have been some ugly cries, but you know.
But the ugly cries are traded.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He gives us beauty for the ashes.
Absolute beauty for ashes.
Beauty for ashes.
Yes.
What about you, Katie?
Man, I think for me, is getting rid of all of the labels of what people used to call me when I was younger.
Because they've stopped calling you, but you still hear it in your head.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's removing those labels. Because I didn't like getting in trouble when I was younger. I just wanted to kind of like hide and not be seen. And so in this season of my life, I'm taking up space.
Wow.
Wherever
I love that.
Space, I'm going to take it up.
From going from not wanting to be seen to taking up space.
Absolutely.
I love that. Intentionality.
Yes.
That's the word.
Yes.
Koiya.
Yeah. So, you know,
Keep on preaching.
this is a good one too, because what was the question again?
So the question is, how do you see your own identity evolving over time, and how do you stay true to your core values and beliefs while also embracing change and growth? I'm about to write a song on this one. Come on now, right?
Exactly.
Right, the embracing change and growth is the very important part for me, right? Like the evolution of who you are is gonna happen. It's inevitable. That's with anything in life. And I think being gentle with yourself, giving yourself grace, but also only subscribing to the expectations that I have for myself and not the unrealistic expectations that other people have for me.
Come on, speak.
Because that's a huge part of it, right? Like on a day-to-day, we wake up every day trying to hold up to these values and these unrealistic things that other people have placed on us. And then one day you stop and you're like, wait, I didn't even subscribe to none of this. So why am I waking up every day making an effort to work towards it? So for me, None of your unrealistic expectations that you have. Only subscribing to the expectations that I have for me. And sometimes that might not look how it looked a year ago,
Correct.
a month ago, 2 months
because
ago.
we're changing.
But as long as it is staying true to who I am and the beliefs and the attributes to what I want, I'm not interested in what it looks like to anyone else.
And do we need to say anything else? I don't think we need to say anything else. Listen, we're going to take a short break. We will be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere because we have the ladies here and we are talking. One more question, ladies. Are y'all ready?
We are ready.
Okay, so this question is, what advice would you ladies give to young girls who are struggling to find their place in the world? And how can we empower them to pursue their dreams and passions? Come on, let's start with Koiya to the left, and then we're just gonna go around the room.
I would say God made you the way you are for a reason, right? If you don't stick in, if you stick out, that's for a reason. He made you that way for a reason. Stay true to who you are, and just know that everybody has a genius inside of them. You just need the right group of people surrounding yourself with to help bring that genius out. So it's you, girl. You got it.
Come on. I love that.
Love that.
Come on,
Yes.
Shanika.
Know that you are enough. Right? As she said, God created you to be just who you are, right? And you are enough. You don't need to do more than or what someone else says you need to do to be validated, right? Or to be valued. So you are enough. And as, you know, you move forward in your life, get the right support system around you, like she said, because that's going to really help shape who you become.
Yes.
Your environment matters. So it's so important to get those good, solid relationships around you and be okay with saying no.
Yes. No is a whole sentence.
That was
Come on.
Yes.
Love it. And what about you, Katie?
I think the biggest thing that I would just share is that they only have one life. And honestly, a lot of the opinions that people are giving to them are from people who may not even like themselves.
Wow.
And then I'll just throw in a little shameless plug. My daughter did write a book.
Tell us about the book.
It's called Perfect the Way I Am.
Yes.
And she wrote that after being bullied for the color of her skin, her hair, her nose. And she realized that those things that other people were making fun of her for are the unique qualities that make her who she is. And so, you know, you're perfect the way that you are. God makes no mistakes, as you guys mentioned. And love you because you're your biggest cheerleader.
Amen.
That is so true.
Amen.
That is so true. And if I can add anything, there was this phrase, these acronyms, YOLO, you only live once. You don't just live once. You die once.
Yes. Right.
You live every day.
Correct.
So young people, live every day.
Yes.
Do not think that you only live once. You have every day. God blesses you to wake up and He gives you a new chance to get it right. So just know that you might not have gotten it right today and you might not be happy today, but there is tomorrow. The song says, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. So just remember tomorrow. And listen, we cannot forget about Shanika. Shanika is an amazing Black business owner. We call her You're Welcome. Our Melanin Money segment features incredible businesses. And today we want to talk about your business. Tell us what you have going on.
I am, a holistic esthetician, and I do all things skincare and hair care, and I dibble and dabble into herbal teas. So my goal is to help encourage my community, and when I say community, my social media platforms, to take a more holistic approach to life. And that's emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual as well, you know, because it's the whole person that we are trying to, you know, heal and be the best person, you know, that we can be.
And with all of that being said, these amazing products behind you are your line of products that you share to help cleanse your body on the inside. It's for detoxing. Tell us about that.
So I have herbal teas that are good for different ailments that you may be experiencing on the inside. And then I also have skincare products that help with like conditions of eczema, psoriasis, extremely dry skin, you know, itchy scalp and things of that nature. And also one of the things that, you know, people of color deal with the most is going to be the hyperpigmentation. So that is one of my main focus when it comes to the business, is to help treat that condition that a lot of us struggle with.
And tell us the powerful name of your company.
Metanoia Melanin.
Metanoia Melanin. With that being said, thank y'all for Yes! Hello, everyone. If you are at work, at home, y'all drop everything and tune in because it's time for the Sisaundra Show!
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just kidding. Don't y'all get fired. Don't drop everything at work. Listen, speaking of fired, y'all